Good morning, Facebook Live. Good morning, Republicans and Democrats. Good morning, Independents. Good morning, Americans, immigrants, Muslims, lesbians, gays, transgenders. Good morning, the human race. Um, I don't want to go into any politics. What I want to go into is love and gratitude. And the reason why is regardless of where your views are on the decision that the people have made for the United States of America, there is a ton of hate, fighting, nastiness being thrown across social media. It's a massive divide right now. And just like I've talked about in personal circumstances, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the event and how it makes you feel, you always choose. You choose fear, you choose anger, you choose resentment, you choose upset, or you can choose love and gratitude and contribution and unity. And all that is true is always love. It is always love. It is always love. It is always love. 100% of the time. And for those of you that are angry, by choosing anger, by choosing resentment, by choosing, I've seen people want to leave the country. It's like, my friend Chris Harder says it best, it's like wanting to take your ball off the field when the game's not going your way to go play somewhere else. We live in the greatest country on the planet. We are the leaders of the free world. We are the United States of America. The people chose somebody from the private sector to run the government. But here's what you're forgetting. We are part of something much bigger. And he is surrounded by other people that help him make decisions. But it ultimately comes down to the way that you react and the way that you respond and the way that you conduct your business and your household and the way that you conduct yourself as a professional and the way that you conduct yourself as a human being. That is the prayer that I have for all of you. Regardless of where you stand on any political views, whether it doesn't matter. If it had gone the other direction, people would be na boo boo in each other's faces like it is right now. They would be angry on the other side. It would always be that way. This is not about win or lose. This is about supporting the fact that we live in a free country and that we elect as our right to vote the President of the United States. And the people spoke. Now, I don't want to get into statistics. I don't want to get into political views. I don't want to go into a direction that is going to cause more divide because people are angry and the dust hasn't settled. Some people are ecstatic and claim victory. It really comes down to what you believe here, okay? Now, we have heard for decades, generations, politicians, whether elected or not elected, get up and give their song and dance. They have gotten up at a podium and talked in front of hundreds of thousands and millions of people and essentially told them what they want to hear. The man hasn't even been sworn into office and people are ready to take their ball and go play in another field. They want to go to another country where there is no running water, probably no food, a lot more poverty, no freedom, no constitution, no peace. You live in the United States of America. The majority of you watching this are probably employed. If you're watching this, you have a cell phone. If you're watching this, you have a roof over your head and you have food in your mouth and you have a family of people that support you and love you, including me. We cannot put our faith in man. We must put our faith in who is king. And I believe with my whole heart that is the Lord. And if we continue to go into a direction of constant fear and feeding into the additional, the greatest divider of all is media. The media are fear mongers. They love to increase their ratings based off of your reaction, to be very one-sided regardless of what side you're on, simply for more money, more power, more followers, more influence. And what it comes down to is that people are tired, okay? People are tired. We've lived in a country where we were, honest Abe, I've got Abe here behind me. We lived in a country that was built on, our founding fathers. It was built on principles. It was built on a belief system. And it just became more and more corrupt over time. And that's because of career politicians. It's because of people inside Washington that really, truly don't know what it's like to be in your shoes. Now, they'll get up there and tell you that. I promise you. They'll get up there and tell you they are for the people. And regardless, even who's elected, even Donald Trump, he has gotten up there and said things out of both sides of his mouth. He's talked and said things that I don't agree with, that I think are tasteless and ignorant. But he was elected the president of the United States, and he has a sphere of influence around him in the government, in Washington, that are going to support, that have to vote, that have to be a part of the greater cause to mend this country. But it really starts with you. 100% of it is going to start with you. It is always love. It will always be love. It will always be gratitude. It will always be contribution. You right now, if you are feeling hate in your soul, if you're feeling hate in your heart, if you are feeling anger, you're part of the problem. It's 100% of the time, whether it's the election or whether it's your day-to-day circumstances, you are part of the conflict. If you are throwing hate up on social media, if you are arguing with your friends who apparently you're not that good of friends, if you can't have intelligent discussions around your agreeing or disagreeing, but regardless of where you stand, the more hate that you spew, the more anger that you fling around, the more resentment that you have, the more hands on your hips and kicking the dirt that you do, the more divide is created in this country. The more divide is created on this planet. And that is simply not what we are here for. If you truly believe in a good and evil, be a part of the good. Because nothing that is angry, fearful, resentful, frustrated, hateful, divided is of God. So regardless of who was elected, the man who hasn't even been sworn in yet, you are already becoming part of the hate and the divide and the pain and the destruction. You are declaring war. Nobody wants to go to war. Nobody, including the president, okay? So I want for you guys to take a long, hard look in the mirror today. And if you do anything, just do a personal exercise right now and start listing the things that you are grateful for. That you're grateful for the air that you're breathing. You're grateful for the fact that you can jump on social media and have internet access. You're grateful that you can pick up the phone and call anybody at any time. You're grateful that you have a paycheck if you're employed. You're grateful for your husband, your wife, your children, your spouse if you're a lesbian or gay. It doesn't matter. You're grateful for your religion and the ability to believe and have the freedom to believe. You're grateful for the ability to be alive on this planet, to feel things in your body, to be human. You're grateful to be part of a human race, that we are not talking about race. We are not talking about gender. We are not talking about divide. Be grateful. Be grateful for the fact of being able to walk outside and have peace outside of your neighborhood doors. Do not be a part of the problem. Do not feed into it anymore. The more you are angry and the more you spew that stuff, the more divide you create and the more war you create, whether it's externally with people and your neighbors, that you should be loving or internally in a battle that you're fighting into yourself with as a war. Personally, I'm always going to choose gratitude, regardless of things going my way or not. You control the outcome of your day, your outlook, and your perspective. Your perspective is everything. And if you think that this is going to be reliant upon the soul and decision of one man, then you've got this completely twisted. There are going to be a support team of people in the government that are going to be listening to you. So if you want anything to say, be a part of the solution, not the problem. Dig deep, look in the mirror, find the love, find the gratitude, and stop hating people, because you're creating the war right now, and it's starting with your fingertips on social media. It's starting with the very next words that come out of your mouth. Your words create atmosphere. You need to make America great again, starting with the decision that you make to face today head on and control your outcome and play the game the way that you would have always played the game, win or lose. There aren't participation trophies here. Get out there and use your God-given talents and ability. Use the fact that you're alive every single day and you're already a human on the planet Earth and winning at life. Use that to your advantage and give back to this great country that is given to you. Stop talking about how embarrassed you are. That's absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. No matter who you are or where you stand, it is absurd. No matter who was elected last night, somebody would always have something to say, and it would be the tables turned right now. If Jesus was here, he'd be turning tables over, believe me, and not because of who was elected, but because of your behavior. Every single one of you that are upset right now, you're creating a war. And for those of you that aren't upset, if you are participating in the conflict, you're part of the problem too. So check yourself before you wreck yourself and make America love again.